So we've talked about a lot of the basic concepts. So, say for instance, you know, we have this just line as a reference. Now, say for instance, somebody has this life, and they have X amount of happiness in it. Now, they could have this nice, even happiness where it's across the whole life, and it feels the same, and no real highs, no real lows, or anything like that. And that would be the same total happiness as somebody else who, say, had very little here in the beginning, and then they got this big peak, and came back down, going long, and they had a peak, and came back down, etc. So this highs, and you could say lows, but it's really, they still have happiness. There's still happiness down here, underneath. You know, that, you know, count your blessings, you know, philosophy, you know, your first world problems, you know, be grateful what you have, blah, blah, blah. So there's this X amount of happiness here that exists, even though it's less than this person at that point. They did experience a high here that was higher than that person. And you can get an entire, you know, long debates on concepts and the crap about whether or not it's better to have this nice even kilter or the peaks. Now, a fundamental problem with humans as a psychology is that a lot of humans place value on their current state. They judge things based in how they are in relation to change. So, for instance, this person going along who's this nice level point is probably kind of mediocre. Maybe they get bored with it. It hasn't gotten better. It hasn't gotten worse. Maybe they feel like they're in a rut or something, and not realizing that right here they're doing enormously better than this person. Okay? Now this person, when they're going on this uphill, when they're heading up, they are perceiving this positive change where they're getting happier and happier and happier. And so that they recognize as I'm getting happier, I'm better, I'm happier, and so forth. And then something very interesting happens on this other side. So you have the person on the downhill. So this person here at this point is still better. They're happier, they have more things in their life that bring them joy and so forth than this person is. And they're still happier than they were at here, below that point. But in relation to this peak, where they were up even higher than they are now, when at this point they see a change, they see a negative drop. They see that they now have less than what they did, and therefore they may not accurately perceive how happy this point is. Instead, they're seeing what they've lost, and they see it as being negative, and they may claim to be unhappy and dissatisfied and so forth. And their general perception of their state may be less than it actually is because they're measuring it in relation to how good things ever were, as opposed to, hey, you were down here and this sucked ass, and then up here you were better, or way down here you were even worse than you were up here, and it kind of keeps going further out as a perception of happiness, which is different from, like I said, and how hard it would be if we ever did try to quantify that.